Yes.
But anyway, I want to go right back.
Yeah.
Like, not necessarily to baby Lucy,
Yes.
but I do want to know, because you got Ollie like 14, 15?
It's 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
So had you grown up with horses? How did your horse start?
Yeah. No, did not grow up with horses, not from a horsey family at all. We grew up in Menai in the Sutherland Shire, which back in the day, it was not as built up as it is now. It was a bit more of the burbs on the cusp of Sydney with some paddocks and some other farm areas, and our neighbours had horses which were kept up near the police station there. I don't know if you remember that.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
And they used to take my older sister and I up to the paddocks. We'd go brush their horses and do things like that. And so that was kind of the first taste of horses in the life.
And how old were you at that age?
I would have...
Or when that was happening?
Would have been like primary school age.
Okay.
So still quite young. Certainly wasn't riding really at that stage, other than maybe going on a trail ride or something like that. But yeah, I didn't really have, I guess, much more experience than loved horses. Yeah. Would go pat them and play with them through that experience, but that was it, I guess. And then it wasn't until then early teens continued loving horses and having that interest in it. And I think because wasn't from a horsey family, mum and dad kind of weren't across it as much or involved, I guess, in the lifestyle. It sort of started with like birthday holiday camps or things like that at like Darks Forest and Otford Farm, and would do a few of those when we could have the chance to do it. And again, it kept growing. This sort of feeling and love of horses never went away. And I can't remember how it actually came about, to be honest. I think it was just from riding at Darks Forest, there became the opportunity to lease a horse.
Okay.
They started offering kind of the program there. And then I part leased Sky, who was this ugly Appaloosa. I thought she was beautiful, but hideous. No, not much talent other than plonking along a trail, which is exactly what you need as a first horse who would just look after you. Yeah. And you could just sit and do whatever. And she was great, but she was an absolute mole. And just, I don't think anyone says that anymore. She was just a very merry mare. Okay. And so I, part leased her and would go down for just trail rides and kind of plonk around. And again, bless mum and dad, they had no idea. So it was just like, take me down for the day. Here you go. Just go play with your horse. There's a lot of trust. But it was also a nice community, I think, there of people who, you know, you're supervised enough that, you know, you'd be okay. Yeah. So it kind of started there with Sky was my first foot into having my own, and then I started a part lease with Jake. I don't know if you remembered him. He was a thoroughbred cross. Emma Law owned him. I
feel like
probably
Jake.
This is really going decades ago.
I do have an image of a Jake. Yeah. I think he's bay or...
He was a light bay, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a long time ago. Yes. Okay, yeah.
So then I part leased him and he was great. Like he was, that was then my first experience of, I guess, riding more than just sitting on a horse and it taking you somewhere. So he had experience with pony club and a bit of dressage. So that I then started doing a bit more with him. Yeah. He was beautiful, really lovely natured horse, very honest and forgiving. And the opportunity came up to buy him. But I think at that time he was about 19 and thought maybe best to look into a younger horse, as I guess wasn't sure about longevity. at that point. So the natural progression is to then buy a 5-year-old thoroughbred. Completely inexperienced.
It is, yes. And we highly advise that to everyone who asks.
So on paper, everything could have gone completely wrong by buying a 5-year-old inexperienced thoroughbred. Oliver never raced. I think he was too slow, but he never had a racing career.
Right, okay.
Anyway, it just worked out.
Yeah.
Well, he's come.
Hey, Ollie.
You're going to go say hi.
Did he trial?
Yes.
Yeah.
So he trialled, and then...
come on, darling.
You want to move across?
He's like,
Keep
no.
going.
It's like, this spot is just for me.
Good boy.
He is the main attraction, let's be honest. He
really is. Off you go, love. So he trialled, but then was too slow.
Yeah.
I believe. His history is a little...
Murky.
Which again, should have been a red flag, but...
No.
We kind of got to that point where Mum and Dad said that they would buy me a horse. I think at this point I was about 15 or 16. And I remember buying the Horse Deals magazine, flicking through, folding the pages for the horses that I liked the look of. There's 5 small short sentences of information that you go off to find a horse. And anyway, I only looked at 2. The first didn't pass the vet check, and then and then was Oliver. And I would have just taken home the first one anyway, but I was advised against it, which is probably a good thing. Went out to see Ollie. He was out at Western Sydney. The family trained trotters. They had this big dirt trotting track out the back. He was a pony club horse for the mum and daughter, I think. I'm trying to remember back to it. But he had basically kind of been left in paddock. He hadn't had that much experience. And I remember going out there, and they put him out of the paddock, and they had this beaten up old car, which they had a timber rack attached to the top of it, which they used to tie the horses to it and drive them around the track to exercise them. And they did that to Oliver to show me,
how quiet
he was. And then went around and pulled on the back of his tail and said, look at him, he's great. And I hopped on for a ride, did a couple of trots and canters around the track, and was like, good. We'll take you.
That's amazing. So were you, when you went, I'm just trying to think, because now we would generally take someone just to get there, even just a friend, not necessarily a professional, but just, come and keep it real.
Yeah.
Was it just your mum and dad and you were out there? Nice. Nice.
Yeah, again, hindsight. But I didn't also have a lot of friends with that much experience. I'd met some people through Darks as well, but I don't know why at that time. It was just kind of we'll go have a look. And, had a vet come out and they did a vet check. So still, was some due diligence. Yeah. But no, that was kind of it. And and then brought him back. So that was kind of how it started with him. So he was, 5 at the time, and then I did pony club with him, and he was great. He's such a quiet horse. Yeah. He's always been very chill, and I think that was great for me. He was very forgiving, and I could, back in those days as well, and being younger, I just have no fear because you don't understand the consequences of things. Which is good and a bad thing, I suppose. But, we would put 2 of us double bareback, riding around the stables and doing things like that now, which I would never do, probably because I can't get on the horse anymore, bareback. Yeah. Or I'd slip off the side. But, things like that. And he's just, okay, no worries, plonk along. That's kind of how big? I don't know if that's...
No, I was just seeing if you're...
Enough detail or too much
No,
or what?
not at all, because something that always really interests me is, like, going back to when you were feeding the horses at Menai.
Yes.
Can you, remember the feeling that they gave you at that age, or what that thing was that drew you to them?
Yeah. I think it was just the gentleness of them. And I've always loved animals. I wanted to be a vet growing up, and then I realised I'd have to deal with sick and dying animals, and I was too emotional for that. So I struck that off the career list. And yeah, I think it was just something about they're such big animals, but they're so gentle and kind, and the connection that you can have with them is just like nothing else with another animal that I'd experienced before. And being on them and the trust that they have in you and you in them, I think is what kind of sat with me and still sits with me some days of how incredible kind of it is to have that relationship with an animal that's, unlike anything else. So,
yeah, well, they are completely... I always go to say they are completely different to another animal. Every animal's different.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a real... I don't know, there's just something when you're around them. Like, I know we use the word energy with horses a lot, but there is something that I think you experience that is so different. Like, you think of when you're with your dog, whether you're throwing the ball or cuddling on the couch, and it's lovely and it's wonderful and you love them so much you want to squeeze them.
Yeah.
But there is this other thing that I think is quite intangible, or like to everyone it's so different, but we all seem to agree or recognise that there is something else about them. And I think that's some of why I wanted to go around and have these conversations, because it is so different for everyone else.
Yeah. It's hard to explain sometimes. And the relationship that I have with all of my horses and ponies is a little bit different as well, and the way that they interact with me, and you can kind of sense that too, which I think is quite special. So yeah,
because you've got 4 now.
Yes. Yeah. So 2 horses, 2 miniature ponies. Yeah. So I think because I didn't have ponies growing up, a horse was my first. For the way to explain, like I as a teenager, I had I kind of missed the pony stage as a kid, and being on agistment and you're paying per horse, you're not going to be spending $100 a week on a miniature pony that love them, but that people all the time are like, what do you do with them? I'm like, I just cuddle them all the time. So when we moved to the Highlands, we built, they had the boundary fencing but nothing internally on our property. And so Oliver, I kept him across the road while we were building all of this, and there was another girl there who had Luna, one of my miniature ponies, who was giving her away to a free home. So within a week of moving to the Highlands, I had a home for my miniature pony.
Yeah, nice.
I got a call a year later about Rupert, who was another little rescue and needed a home. I was like, well, Luna needs a friend. So
of course,
my miniature pony needs another miniature pony. So
of course,
that's how it kind of evolved from there. And then when, as Oliver was kind of getting older and was ready for another horse, that's how Forrest kind of came to my life too.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And we will
come back
about
to them.
Forrest,
yeah.
Good old Forrest, because that's a whole nother journey for
That's
you.
a different,
But when you think back of getting Ollie, those first few years, you're a teenager, you've finally got this horse. When you look back, How has your relationship changed with him now that he's 18, 20?
He's 26.
26. 26? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. That's a very long relationship.
It's a very long relationship.
And that's so lovely. And especially because you were both so young.
Yes.
So, yeah, how...
So young, and so much has changed in my life over that time. There's something really special about him being still in my life through all those changes.
Yeah.
And kind of growing up with him, and I guess the arrangement with my parents was as well of, we'll buy you the horse, we'll pay for his adjustment till he's 18, and then if you want to keep your horse, you've got to work and you've got to pay for him. So, which I think horses are the best life lessons in so many ways. But that for me, I think helped cement a bit of work ethic of, and as well as then the care responsibility of looking after something that's bigger than yourself. Yeah. And which is probably good for me through my teenage years when some kids are off getting into trouble. I had to save my money because I had my horse to pay for. And I would still go on weekends, but I wanted to then spend all day with my horse, and so it was a really good, I think, structure for my life, and teaching me that kind of responsibility for him. And if I wanted something, I had to work hard for it. And so I worked multiple jobs throughout uni to pay for him, and he really taught me and so much about riding and patience, and he was just the perfect first horse that I could have asked for. And I was probably coming into my 20s, and so I would have had him for maybe like 5+ years, basically, kind of at this stage. And a lot of friends were then kind of moving on to their second or third horse as you start to naturally progress, as you become more knowledgeable, which I felt like I was ready to do, but I also wasn't ready to let Oliver go. And I couldn't afford 2 horses. And so that also, I guess, led me of, well, make the most because I want him in my life, and I'll, continue riding with him and just kind of help train him to the best of my ability, and just kind of enjoy that journey with him. I'm so glad that I did, because there's just something, I said, so special of 21 years later to still have your first horse. And I think back of, I guess, perhaps I would have been a better rider if I had another schoolmaster to help teach me more and challenge me in different ways. But I don't know, I think everyone's journey is different, and that's just kind of mine, and happy, I guess, for that. I think that development then happened later for me, and I probably learnt more in the last 5 years of my riding career, I guess, if you want to call it that, riding journey. But I think I also appreciated it more too, if that makes sense. I know, I think if you're young and things are kind of handed to you, you take it for granted a little bit. And so, I don't know, working for it and waiting and getting then the next kind of horse of my dreams has then taken me on the next part of my journey. And
So when you look back, let's say 14 to 20 with Ollie. What would he say, or how would he describe you?
Oh God,
to people?
Probably. He would probably say overconfident in my ability would be one thing. I think I thought I was a lot better at riding.
Yeah,
we
all did that.
Was.
We thought we were amazing.
I know, God. That's an interesting question around that of what else did he say about me? I hope he would say that he was loved and cared for and looked after. That's what you kind of want any of your horses are animals, isn't it? You just kind of want them to feel what they give you. So
yeah. Well, because
I feel a bit emotional.
Because there are so many different things I talk about with different people. But it's like we're always talking about, we all just want to talk about our horses. And we're always talking about them.
A horse will find other horse people.
I can't help it. And even if you're not, we're going to show you a photo. But I've started thinking like, well, hang on, what would our horses say about us? Like they see us, like you've had 21 years with him. He has been through probably 3 different versions of you. And now he gets Mum Lucy, which you're both experiencing together. And he probably, he's just living his best life over there, but he's probably thinking you're the best person ever right now. He's retired, he's fat, he's happy.
He's lived a good life, that's for sure.
But I'm getting more curious, like, what do they think? What do you think they would say about you?
Look, I'm sure, like back then, he was very patient and forgiving, and there's definitely things that could have gone wrong. But he just kind of tolerated me. And he's probably like, oh, what an absolute idiot who's just like flapping around on me. And he's just like, all right, whatever, sure, I'll trot over this pole, woman, and do all of that. And even when I got to, so I was a little bit later into Pony Club. Most kids start Pony Club when they're a kid, but I was a teenager when I started, and Pony Club goes up until 25, and then it's like, go and do adult things. And I've met some really lovely people who I'm still in touch with today from Pony Club, who are all the oldies. And when I got to 25 and couldn't do Pony Club anymore, I'd been doing a bit of dressage with him, and I had a friend who I'd met through Pony Club who was doing eventing, and I had no idea. But again, this is the I guess the good thing about, well, good and dangerous thing perhaps, around being a little bit oblivious and not kind of fully aware of dangers. And I've always been the kind of person of, give it a go. And so a friend was doing eventing, and I was like, like, he can jump. I'll go. We got eliminated on cross country. Got to a roll top, and he was like, what on earth is that? But he was still great. And then I went on to do many eventing competitions with him, just low level at 65. And I'd never been to a clinic. I'd never had, I think, a lesson at that point over a cross country fence. I just gave it a go. Whereas now with Forrest, I must have X amount of lessons and these amount of outings before I'm remotely prepared to be on a cross country course, which he probably would be fine, but I overthink it. Whereas at that time, just give it a go. And he was just very forgiving and said, all right, Mum. Like he was just so honest and would try, and even if it wasn't perfect, it was just great. And I think I just had this drive for kind of wanting to go out and do things. I also didn't have a horse float for many years, so I was kind of bound to the Dark's Forest surrounds. So then when I did finally save up and get my own, being able to kind of go out to clinics and comps and things like that off site, I was like, it was just so exciting to me. It was a whole new world. Again, about that, I had no idea about it. And like back then, there wasn't really that much available online. I can't remember when, someone at the front gate. That's right, Joe, I can get it. We just kind of go with the flow and work it out as I went. And thankfully he was happy to do that with me. God, so that was a very long tangent of your question. I'll do that a bit sometimes.
So we're just here chatting. It's all good. There is no need to stress. There's no need to stress.
I just forget your original question because I just start going around circles. But
that's all right.
But that's it. I think that back to what he would think of me, I think he probably thought that I was an idiot, but we'll just go with it.
Had a lot of fun.
You had fun. And I think you can tell with a happy horse because they won't do something if they don't want to. I guess there's different arguments around that, and some might out of fear or whatever. But I think a genuinely happy horse will just do something because they trust you for it. I'm definitely with you on that one. So we'll move away from Ollie just a little bit, not much, because I'm very curious to know how you went from Ollie to Hunter. And then how... Forrest, sorry. That's all right.
I always call him Hunter. I think I've messaged you that before.
Oh, that's fine.
But yeah, how that happened.
Yeah.
And then, just getting into a little bit more of how your relationships with both of them are different.
Yeah. So when we moved here, I'm watching Rupert. He's found the bucket.
Do you want me to rescue?
It's all right. I've put the other bucket inside. He's so curious. He'll move along.
That's too much hard work. Oh, no.
Oh, God, he's turned into little bucket. They're so cute. They're so naughty, though. Maybe is that all right if I
go? Ollie says, that's my food, thank you.
Yeah. I will come over here. No, that's fine. So when we moved to the Highlands and had our own land now, which I'm sure you probably appreciate this too, after being on agistment for so long, there's just no other feeling like opening up your blinds in the morning and seeing your horses in the backyard. And I still remember the first time riding Oliver here, because he was 20 when we moved, and we're still just in light work of doing a bit of trails and flat work with him, which I think has been good, like I said to you before, around, I think it's kept him healthy and in good shape still into this age. And I still remember the first time riding him on my own property. I had tears in my eyes, like, oh, this is like, sorry, this is like my childhood dream. And so having the space, I was then kind of prepared to then buy my next horse. And I wasn't sure at that time of what was next for me. Like I said, I dabbled a little bit in eventing. Oh, sorry.
No, you're right. So do you think, like, when thinking about Ollie and like doing the pony club, and then you were joking about, you get to a certain age and they're like, go and do adult things. How does this stage of your horse world, like, not compare, but what are you getting out of your horse journey now that's different from back then?
Yeah, that's a good question. Like, it's different, but it's still the same in some ways. Like, for me, it's always about the social connections, the enjoyment with the horse, because if you're not enjoying your time with them, then what's the point? And I don't think you have to ride your horse or be out competing to enjoy them. I've got, my 2 miniature ponies who I just cuddle every day and absolutely love them to bits. But for me, I enjoy the learning experience from riding, and I had that when I was younger, and now I still have that learning experience. I think I will continue learning about horses and riding my entire life. But it just kind of develops and evolves, which it should do, because if you don't and you think you know everything, then you're probably wrong because there's always some more that you can learn about it. So I think at this stage of my life, it's just building connections still. And when we moved to the Highlands, I barely knew anyone, and so going out to clinics and events was how I met more people in the Highlands. And I kind of had to, I guess, put myself out there a little bit more of, I wasn't working in the area at the time, didn't have kids, so I wasn't meeting people that way. So I'd go out to a clinic and then be like, hey, you want to go for a ride sometime? Or like, where are you? And kind of work a little bit harder to build those relationships. But I think at whatever stage of life, horses give you that. So as a kid, there's those friendships that are still there, but as an adult, there's those friendships and relationships just at a new stage of life. And yeah, that learning phase of your riding career or just experience with horses too. And I think it's just evolved more as I've gotten older, and perhaps appreciate it more, I think, now than when you're younger. You just kind of take things for granted too.
Okay, yeah. In what way do you think you appreciate it more? What's...
Because I've had to, I think having to work hard to buy those things for myself, and having, you know, Oliver for all those years, and then now still having him, but having the horse property, the horse business, and the horse lifestyle that I kind of dreamt of. I think that's how I appreciate it more, because it's also felt like quite a long journey for it. And that wasn't always the goal. Like it feels like a dream, but it was never, as a kid, thinking that this was kind of possible. It just followed opportunities and went with it, I guess. So
wow. So we've established, or not established, what I've learned, because we've known each other for 21 years apparently. Because I don't remember you before Ollie. I remember you with I said, him. Next to that dressage arena just after you'd got him. That's kind of, my actual memory of you. That's kind of where it starts.
And I still remember you and being like in awe, watching you doing your trick riding around, and just thought like, oh my gosh, this woman is, I was like, oh my God, she is just the coolest person ever. God.
Not even. Now I can't touch my toes. How far I've come. Oh dear. All right, look, let's wrap it up there.
Does that kind of, I feel like I've waffled a lot. I don't know if that's...
No, it's nice. I could sit here with, I think I said to Maddie, we just need some cheese, wine. It's nice sitting in the paddock. It's just chatting. But no, I do know you've got your beautiful baby in there that will be needing your attention that I've stolen you away
she's
from.
right. Hopefully Jared's got her back to sleep again, so that's fine.